So Dokkan released an ad where they're just talking about the fact that the operation schedules unifying is coming up soon, basically in late August, which is Worldwide Download Celebration. They already talked about it, right? But I wanted to go ahead and talk about all of the banners that we're missing on global, so that way we can kind of see all the stuff that we're missing in terms of that. This is not going to be going into over all of the units that we are missing and all the EZAs, because it's literally just like this entire screen. And while that would be a pretty nice video, at the same time it would be a very long video. So we're just going to go ahead and look at just the banners, right? If we go ahead and look at the oldest banner, it would actually be Cellmax. So I'll just go ahead and say, by the way, I don't know when they are going to drop these banners, because we just have to wait to see what they say for the unification, because they'll obviously give us updates on when these units are going to come out. But right off the get-go, Cellmax is obviously like just a top 3 unit still. He's just insane, right? I think the main issue with him right now is that one of the hardest fights in the game, if not, well, no, just the hardest fight, like Go Frieza, for example, has it where that stage just goes on for a long time, and it really does bring out some of the I would say the badness of Cellmax, because for the first 3 turns, he's going to have it where he's guarding all attacks. He's getting an additional super attack. He's also going to have 30% damage reduction. He's going to have lots of defense, because you're going to be running artificial life forms, super bosses, movie bosses. Like, it's just, he's going to look insane, right? Not only that, but also having it where he's always just going to get this attack buff, 30% crit chance, because you're not going to really be running superheroes with a super boss team, obviously. But yeah, he's good. It's just that his active skill is the only thing that can protect him, and again, it's not always going to happen where you're going to be able to be protected for that. Granted, though, for right now, he's good. Like his turn, like I said, for his first 3 turns, he's going to look amazing, and then turn 5, turn 7, whatever, you could always use the active skill, right? But yeah, he's really, really awesome. Obviously, the main issue with his banner is just the fact that there's only 3, maybe 4 good usable units on here. So we have Cellmax himself, Ain's Golden Frieza, Android 16, and then maybe Hachan. The main thing that we just have to wait for right now is just another Kid Goku to come out that's like actually pretty decent. But like, once we get something like that, he might be fine, because he has so much damage reduction that, like, he was tanking before, he's gonna tank relatively good now if he can get his conditions right. So he gets like the 20% damage reduction at the start, 30% if there's a Kid Goku, and an additional 30% and recovering an 80% HP like condition once 5 turns have elapsed. So like, you can have this heal, but it's really hard to hit. But you also have it where just like you get 80% damage reduction basically once you are past turn 5 with him. I'm sorry, past turn 5 from the start of battle. So you could just throw him off. If you get him on the second rotation, he'll be pretty dominant, I would say. But yeah, this banner is just not, it's just not good, because there's just not a lot of usable units on here. Like I said, there's maybe 4. It's like, I would say like 3.5. But then we go into Jiren. With the Tech UI Goku banner, we just have to have this unit placed in somewhere, and we don't know where he's going to be placed in. Because the thing is that, like, if we go ahead and go over to the, well, I guess we'll just look at it like this, right? If we go ahead and look over here, we can see that the global side of Dokkan is supposed to be getting this literally tomorrow, because we get into Topo EZA on the 16th, and we just, it's just really weird. Like, we don't know when Jiren's gonna be coming as well. I would think it would be in this month, like just as another quick random throw-in banner, but it's really hard to tell. But that being said, this is another banner where it's just like it's half pretty good and half pretty bad. I'd say. So Jiren, really nice. As a J trio, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like this unit on release because I felt like they were gonna age pretty fast, and they did. I feel like no one uses them anymore, no one talks about them anymore. They're just a very bursty unit, but they just don't have a lot of defense. So that's the main issue. It's just that they burst, but they're not like too good. Like I already talked about, Intopo EZA is pretty good. Jiren has a pretty good EZA as well. The main issue with him is just that his conditions can be very weird to make him look at like max power. So if we go and look at the EZA real quick, he gets right here, he launches an additional super attack when he gets hit 3 times. He does have type effectiveness, which is really nice though. He gets more defense post super attack, so most of the time you do want to get that 3 hits at the beginning. He has 30% damage reduction on his first appearance. He also has it where he's guarding anytime his HP is 40% or above. He also gets an additional 200% attack and defense starting from the turn. I'm sorry, at any point as long as his HP is 40% or below, or if his HP is 80%, or I guess your own HP is 80% or below, starting from the 5th turn. So you obviously want to get this like as soon as possible, but the main issue is just that, like, there's just so much. I guess it's just a very hard condition to get. Is what I'm trying to say. Not because it's, if you do get it at the start and you get the 200% attack and defense, you're not guarding. But then if you get it from the 80% or less, you have to wait till turn 5. So it's just a very weird passive choice, for sure. But he does have this. He disables the enemy's action once per turn if he does a 24 Q, which is insane. I don't actually know if there's like any other unit who does that. Like just right out the get-go, disables the enemy's action. That is pretty good. But yeah, like he's obviously pretty good. Android 16, I've used him in stuff like Beast Gohan. He's still amazing. His EZA was busted on release. It's still busted now. Just having it where he's getting lots and lots of damage reduction, 16% up to 48%. Then you also guard as well. Just really nice, of course. This part you won't obviously see a lot, but I've used, like I said, I've used him against stuff like Beast Gohan, and post super attack he's actually tanking relatively well, for sure. Then we have the Universe 7 EZAs that again just haven't come to global yet, but I'm pretty sure they're about to drop like really soon. Maybe it was tomorrow as well. But either way, Android 18. I haven't seen too much gameplay on her, so I can't really tell. But having like the defense stacking, the 50% for 6 turns, and then having it where you're getting additional attack and defense per orb. You're doing, I almost said rainbow orb changing. You're doing orb changing. You get additional defense when you receive an attack. Getting medium crit chance. You get more crit chance when you're getting rainbow key spheres. Launching additional attack when there's another representative, or high chance to launch additional attack when there's another representative of Universe 7 category. Like, it's pretty good for sure. And then I have seen some gameplay on this Android 17, and they look insane. Getting dodge chance, having it where it's the same thing, defense when attacking instead of getting attacked. More attack and defense per tech key sphere. More attack and defense per key sphere just obtained. Launching the great chance of becoming a super attack when there's a Universe 7. And then just performing a critical hit when there's a Battle of Wits. So most of the time you just build this unit like full dodge, I would say. Maybe even just full, you know. Well, that's the thing, is that they had the 30% chance to dodge, and then they can get a 50%, so they have up to an 80% chance to dodge, which is the part that was insane about them. But yeah, overall, the Jiren banner is like okay. Like I said, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good units on here out of 10. If you want to count SSJ Trio, that's up to you. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't count them, but if you do, that's like a 7 out of 10 banner, I would say. But yeah. Then we go ahead and go over to the newest banner. Oh, well, the newest Dokkan Fest banner, which is just Master Roshi. He and the Bulma are actually really, really good, honestly. Both of them, well, Roshi is a top 10 Dokkan Fest, and you could probably make the argument that like Bulma's like a top 5 side banner unit, to be honest. So Master Roshi has this powerful active skill where he gives 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, recovers 50% HP, all eyes, ki +3, and all you have to do is have 70% or less HP starting from the 3rd turn, or just any time after the 5th turn. So basically, if you are doing like a short fight, this is good for if your HP is pretty low, and then if you're in a longer fight, just 5th turn from start of battle is incredibly easy because it's usually his 2nd or 3rd appearance. Not only that, but having 50% damage reduction for 7 turns, having it where he's getting 150% attack and defense, getting more defense on super attack, and the active skill conditions, while like funny enough, like Goku and Krillin are a pretty hard one to do right now because a lot of them just aren't like the top units anymore for sure. It's funny because like I was talking about, Bulma's like a top 5 side banner unit, so you'll most likely be seeing this one a lot. And this one gives not only the greatly raising defense for 1 turn, but also the raising attack infinitely, which is really nice because it makes it where like during his active skill condition turn, he's doing lots and lots of damage for sure. Not only that, but all the other parts of his portion to like get additional super attacks too are relatively easy as well. But other than that, the side banner unit Bulma has it where she has a 50% chance to dodge. She gets an additional dodge chance with each dodge she's performed, which does not reset at the end of the turn, which is really nice, meaning that she can get up to 70% at the start of the turn. And then she also gets an additional 10% dodge chance before receiving an attack. So she can have 80% basically at the start of the turn, which is really nice. She also has it where she transforms Key Sphere of a certain type to Rainbow when there are 2 or more Earthbird fighters or warriors raised on Earth, whichever category you want to call it. Then also having it where you give lots and lots of categories, just 1 key and 50% attack defense. Really, really nice, of course, really nice support. I always like the 50% attack defense supports for a lot of these characters. And Earthbird fighters, you know, Boyhood Saga or Dragon Ball Saga, again, whichever one you want to call it, and Peppy Gals. It's a very diverse category for sure. Launching additional attack that has a high chance to become a super attack, getting raising an attack and defense by 86% for 1 turn when you perform a super attack, meaning that most of the time she's able to tank normal, so you just have to dodge a super. She's very similar to like AGO MUI or STR UI, for example. And then, you know, getting additional 158% attack or 186% attack defense, excuse me, when performing a super attack. Yeah, she's insane for sure. You just have to obviously dodge. And then again, this is just like another banner, we just don't know when, but it's funny because Topo is going to come back, Master Roshi's going to drop, we're going to get Bunny Bulma, and then STR Videl is going to easy A, then we're going to have Kid Goku back. Like this banner is another, like I said, half good, half bad banner. But I don't know. When this does drop, I would easily recommend skipping this, by the way. But then we have the last banner, which just dropped the most recently, which is the Mai and, or well, I guess the Peppy Gals banner, I should say. But yeah, the Mayan, I have no idea how to pronounce her name, but they both look okay, you know. From what I heard, she is insane though, especially for the Universe 11 mission, because that's about to drop on global, and I'm kind of scared about it. But there's a high chance to perform a critical hit, 11% damage reduction. She also gets an additional 11% damage reduction if there's another Universe 11 or Peppy Gals, you know, ally on the turn. And then you also launch an additional super attack, which really is nice because you get 50% attack and defense when performing a super attack. Then if there are 3 or more Peppy Gals or Universe 11 categories in the turn, or when you're facing an int type enemy, you foresee the enemy's super attack, and then you also get an additional 11% damage reduction, so you can get up to 33% damage reduction. Again, really, really nice. Because most of the time I think she's able to tank normal, so you just put her out of the way of a super, of course. And then her attack is also relatively good because it's paired with the high chance to crit, of course. But then we have Mai, who I would say the best part about her is the fact that she's doing the support to all allies and then having the high chance to evade, excuse me. Then she also gets an additional 20% evasion, so she have 70% chance to dodge as long as you have a Peppy Gals or Dragon Ball Saga / Boyhood Saga, which again, whichever one you want to call it, attacking in the same turn. Then you also get an additional 30% attack and defense support to all allies if there are 3 or more Peppy Gals or Dragon Ball / Boyhood Saga, or if there is an AGL enemy, which is really weird. I do like this portion of the passive, and I do want to see it more for sure. But yeah, she's obviously, like I said, just mostly a support unit, probably just like a slot 3 floater, I would say, for the team for sure. But that's all the banners that we are missing. If we go ahead and look at the banners real quick, we could just go ahead and see that this is literally all we have, right? So we already have Ulton because obviously we have Rose already. Then we have Cellmax we don't have. Go to page 2. Tech UI we just got. Go over here. AGL Jiren we don't have. We don't have the Master Roshi. And then we don't have the Peppy Gals banner. This doesn't count. But yeah, that is all the time we're going to spend on this one. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Which banner are you guys looking forward to the most? I would personally say probably the Jiren banner. I think it's just going to help a lot with the Universe 11 mission, obviously. But I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, though, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.